here with today's recipe, Taylor Palacio.
Hello and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to share one of my favorite recipes with you guys, peanut butter banana cookies. So this recipe is great because it's more of a template than an actual recipe. Basically you need 3 ingredients to start off with. You need oats, peanut butter, and bananas. And if you want to add other things to it, if you want it to be sweeter, that's cool, like cranberries, raisins, chocolate chips. I know y'all love chocolate chips, right? My personal favorite is agave and pumpkin spice. So let's get started. First thing you need to do is peel your bananas. Now these aren't very ripe, but if you want them to be sweeter, you can have them. You can wait until they're about brown. Usually the browner they are, the sweeter they are. So if you just want to break them up a little bit before you mash them, it makes it a little easier. And then you can use a spoon if you don't have a masher, but this makes it a lot easier. So you just go in there and you mash it up. All right, and then when you're done mashing it up, you should shake it all off so you get all that banana in there. I'll set that right there. So next thing you're going to do is add peanut butter. Now usually you need about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, but you can just eyeball it. Y'all, this is my favorite part because it's always so hard to get this peanut butter off the spoon. Okay, so once you have about as much peanut butter as you want, just take a large mixing spoon and mix it together. If you have any other wet ingredients, this would be the time to mix it in. So after I start mixing this, I'm going to add my agave. Okay, and other options you can use are maple syrup, honey, that kind of thing. It depends on how sweet you want it. I usually add a few tablespoons. So then just keep mixing it up until it's all combined. And I gotta warn you, it's not the prettiest thing to look at, but it's gonna taste really good. And if you like a smoother consistency, you can get in there and really break up the banana until you can't see any of the little chunky things. But if you like that, they add like a little pocket of sweetness in the cookies when they're done. All right, I think that's good. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys the best part. These cookies are vegan. And I know that doesn't appeal to a lot of y'all, but that does mean you can eat the cookie dough without fear of salmonella. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more agave because I want these to be really sweet. And when we come back, we'll finish up this recipe. But now a word from our sponsors, another kind of cookie in case you're feeling too lazy. Need energy to study?
Yeah, I need a sugar rush. Oh man, I have to study.
She should have had Smart Cookies with wholesome ingredients for steady energy.
I aced it. I missed it. Here, try Smart Cookies.
And welcome back. We're going to keep continuing on with this recipe. Now, if you guys want to see what it looks like, it's not very appealing, but it does taste really good. So now it's time to add our dry ingredients. So the first thing you're going to do is add the oatmeal. Now, because bananas come in differing size, you can just eyeball this, so I'm not even going to bother to use a mixing spoon. I'm going to live dangerously and just pour it in there. And then you can always add more if you need to. So I'm going to start folding this in, if you want to see. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my dry ingredients, which is my pumpkin spice. And if you guys were going to add other things to it, like chocolate chips, this would be the time to do it. And because this just differs, you can just add as much or as little as you want. I go like big on the pumpkin spice, so they basically look brown when they're done. All right. So then I'm going to keep mixing this in. And you can see the batter's actually turning kind of brown from that spice. Now it's still a little too wet, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more oats into it. And then I'm going to keep folding it in. And as you go along, you can just add whatever you want into this. So I think I'm going to add some more spice. It's not just for lattes, y'all. Okay, and I think just a little more oats and then it'll be ready. So then I'm just going to fold it in one last time. All right, now here comes the messy but fun part. So what you're going to need is a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, and if you don't have that, aluminum foil will work. So, and because none of this is exact, you can just use a regular tablespoon to scoop these out. So depending on how you want your cookies, you can make them big or small. I found that the bigger ones tend to be softer and more chewy, and the smaller ones are crispy on the edges, which are my personal favorite. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of both to show you how they look. So you just go in there and you take your spoon and you scoop it out. And I found that like pushing it against the walls makes it easier because the bottom is flat, so they stick onto the cookie sheet easier. So then you can just tap it a couple of times and they come off pretty smooth. So these are pretty medium size, I guess, and they'd make a normal cookie, you know. And then if you wanted them bigger, you could do that. So then you just go around and keep doing it until your sheet is full. And then I actually have some prepared for you. So we'll just move this out of the way. And then this is what the final result looks like. So if you guys want to try this recipe, you can get it at our website, www.toppbaking.com. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you guys try this out.